The inky abyss of space was abruptly ablaze with vibrant bursts of light. Colossal starships materialized from the ether, where only emptiness reigned seconds prior. Each was a behemoth rivaling a small metropolis in scale, their metallic exteriors shimmering under the sun's remote radiance. Enigmatic glyphs pulsed with otherworldly luminescence along their flanks, painted in hues unseen by mortal eyes. Admiral Isara stood stalwart on the bridge of the flagship, his gaunt frame projecting an elongated silhouette across the luminous control panels. His nimble forearms danced across the displays, verifying data culled from their protracted odyssey. His large obsidian eyes meticulously scrutinized the petite, azure planet looming before them. It looked virtually unchanged from better 30 millennia prior. He announced to his crew, his resonant voice a melodic cadence characteristic of Cather. "We've reached the designated system." "Admiral," his navigator responded, "third planet verified. The primeval world where eternal vigil met its end ages ago." Zexthara gave a deliberate nod. "This will be simple. When my people last observed them, the inhabitants of that planet had scarcely mastered fire. They dwelt in caves and hunted with rudimentary spears. Presently, they may have constructed basic dwellings or possibly stumbled upon agriculture, but they still pose no threat to the formidable might of Catherian Empire. "Initiate planetary scan," he commanded. "Locate our missing vessel. I intend to recover it swiftly and return home. This insignificant world has already consumed too much of our valuable time." Meanwhile, on the far side of Earth's moon, Commander Jake Morrison was enjoying his morning coffee when a piercing alarm shattered the silence. He leaped from his desk, scattering the scalding liquid across his reports. The Luna Station control room exploded into organized pandemonium as officers scrambled to their posts. "Situation report," Jake bellowed over the cacophony. "Lieutenant Amy." Clark lifted her gaze from the screen, her face ashen. "Sir, we're detecting numerous contacts emerging at the solar system's periphery. Colossal ones. Exceedingly colossal." Jake positioned himself behind her chair. The display revealed 15 immense objects, materializing seemingly from the ether. Their trajectory was a deliberate, albeit gradual approach towards Earth, still distant but relentlessly closing. "Are these assets of ours?" he inquired, already anticipating the negation. "Negative, sir. The vessels bear no resemblance to any design within our archives. The propulsion technology they employ for interstellar transit is utterly unprecedented, and sir..." Amy hesitated, reevaluating her readings. "They're mirroring our scans." "Precisely." Jake's pulse quickened. Decades of military readiness culminated in this dreaded, yet anticipated moment. Initial contact, and it felt hostile. "Establish an immediate, secure channel to Earth Command," he barked. "Priority Alpha. Alert all key personnel." Meanwhile, President Lisa Kennedy was engrossed in budget discussions when her security detail urgently intervened, General Paul Martinez following close behind, grave. An uncharacteristic furrow creased her usually serene brow. "Madam President, we require your immediate attention," the general declared. "It concerns not only national but planetary security." Lisa glanced at the budget proposals strewn across her desk, exhaling deeply. "Gentlemen, this had better be crucial. We're grappling with monumental crises." "We have incoming guests," Martinez interjected, "from beyond our world. And these extraterrestrial entities are decidedly not peaceable sightseers." 20 minutes elapsed, and Lisa found herself in the subterranean command complex beneath the White House. The primary display revealed the approaching alien armada, its proximity rapidly increasing. Earth's premier scientist, Dr. Carol Wright, illuminated the situation. "These ships employ faster-than-light travel," she stated, indicating the data. "Their instantaneous appearance suggests unimaginable technology. Each vessel is approximately 5 meters long. We've identified 15. Their motive remains unclear. Lisa inquired, "What do they seek?" Communications Officer Pete Davis responded, "We're on the verge of discovery. They're transmitting a message." The main screen then displayed a slender, towering being with extended forearms and expansive black eyes. Eyes, when it spoke, a symphony of archaic tongues defied translation, baffling even the most advanced computers. "Primitive inhabitants of this world," the alien boomed. "I am Admiral Zikthara, representing the esteemed Catharian Empire. 3 millennia past your reckoning, one of our vessels suffered misfortune upon your globe. We have arrived to reclaim our rightful property. Surrender our starship and all encapsulated within, forthwith. Obstruction will be met with unwavering consequence. You are allotted a single rotation of your planet to acquiesce." The transmission concluded, casting the command center into profound stillness. Lisa surveyed the room, her gaze settling upon her assembled advisors. "Are we aware, regarding the downed extraterrestrial vessel?" Dr. Wright clarified. "Indeed, Madam President, its remnants reside within Geneva's Global Heritage Museum, dubbed the Geneva Artifact for over 2 centuries. It fueled our technological leaps." General Martinez interjected, "Ma'am, their benevolence in sharing this tech hints at a far superior intellect." Lisa paused, the fallen craft undeniably revolutionizing mankind, its exotic alloys forging superior materials, and its broken computer systems unveiling groundbreaking methodologies. To analyze the intel, the engine blueprints propelled humanity to unprecedented interstellar heights. The derelict spacecraft catalyzed our ascent from a primitive, terrestrial species to supreme navigators of the cosmos. "Reply," Lisa declared, "that we welcome dialogue regarding the repatriation of their assets, conveyed via formal diplomatic avenues. Extend an invitation for their emissaries to confer with our own." "Ma'am," Martinez cautioned, "is this prudent? Their demands appear rather assertive." Lisa offered a steely smile. "General, after 30 millennia, they're utterly oblivious to our reality. It's time to demonstrate just how profoundly we've benefited from their generosity." As the transmission launched towards the Catharian fleet, a newfound confidence permeated the command center. "We've meticulously prepared for this confrontation. Humanity is poised." Admiral Zikthara was staggered by the human response. These seemingly underdeveloped beings not only deciphered his message, but replied flawlessly in Catharian, an outright impossibility. And now they dared to propose diplomatic discussions as equals. This simple retrieval mission has taken a disturbingly complex turn. 3 days following the extraterrestrial broadcast, Captain Ron Hayes occupied the New Horizons Bridge, a human starship of graceful design, its polished metal surfaces resembling liquid mercury. Subtle lighting offered ideal visibility, the atmosphere crisp and invigorating. Immaculate functionality permeated every aspect, from stable gravity ensuring uprightness to instantaneous computer responses. Hayes gazed upon the imposing Catharian fleet poised in the distance, its vessels undeniably formidable. Yet, quaintly archaic, their designs felt clunky and unrefined next to the sleek grace of human starships. "Approach with utmost caution," Ron instructed his pilot. "We don't want to alarm them." Behind him, Ellen Brooks, the team's esteemed cultural liaison, meticulously verified her translation array. As their foremost expert, she would spearhead initial contact, having dedicated the past 72 hours to assimilating Catharian linguistics and traditions gleaned from salvaged records of their downed vessel. "Bear in mind," she reminded the crew, "they perceive us as somewhat underdeveloped. Let's not overwhelm them with too many novelties." Horizons drifted elegantly toward the colossal Catharian vessel. Admiral Zikthara scrutinized the encroaching human craft with escalating bewilderment. The ship maneuvered with uncanny grace and pinpoint accuracy, Its design unmistakably echoed Catherian foundations, yet it possessed an aura of superior sophistication compared to his own fleet. How is this conceivable? He questioned his science officer, Velcara. These primitives should scarcely possess the knowledge to ignite a flame. Velcara analyzed the data from her instruments. Admiral, I'm registering energy signatures comparable to our own warships. Their artificial gravity system seems to be operating at a stunning 98% efficiency, whereas ours peaks at 85% on optimal days, Zexthar stated, a chill creeping into his gut. That can't be accurate. Verify your instrumentation. The New Horizons connected to the Cathodin flagship with a smooth click. The airlocks bonded flawlessly, and the pressure normalized without issue. As the portal slid open, Captain Ron Hayes walked through, succeeded by Ellen Brooks and the rest of the envoy team, awaiting Admiral Thara. Flanked by his imposing guards, he anticipated encountering clumsy spacesuits and rudimentary tech. Instead, the humans sported effortlessly practical attire, their compact, elegant equipment reflecting a seamless mastery of space. Moving with confident grace, Ron greeted him flawlessly. Welcome aboard, Admiral. We deeply appreciate you honoring our invitation. Zakara's surprise was evident as the human's pronunciation was impeccable, surpassing even some native speakers. You articulate our language flawlessly. Naturally, Ellen responded, advancing with a welcoming smile. We've dedicated considerable time to its study. Your vessel's database contained comprehensive linguistic resources, invaluable for our acquisition. The Admiral escorted them to a conference chamber, his thoughts swirling with queries. En route, he observed that the humans displayed no awe toward Catherian technology. They surveyed their surroundings with courteous curiosity, akin to admiring antiquated museum pieces. Within the conference room, Balara joined them, utterly captivated by the petite device Ellen set upon the table. What is that? Bella inquired. A translator and recorder, Helen clarified. It'll ensure seamless communication and meticulously document our exchange. May I examine it? Velcara requested. The device felt incredibly weightless, seemingly crafted from unknown materials. Upon contact, it illuminated with displays far sharper and more vibrant than any on their vessels. This is extraordinarily advanced, she conceded softly. Thank you, Helen responded. Admiral Thara, wasting no time, cut to the chase. We're here for our vessel, the one that met its end on your planet ages ago. We demand its return, along with all its contents. Ron responded smoothly. We're certainly open to negotiations, but first allow us to elaborate on the events following your ship's arrival on Earth. Ellen then initiated a holographic projection that materialized above the table. The Catherians audibly marveled. Their own holographic capabilities paled in comparison to the clarity and intricacy of the display. Your ship suffered a catastrophic failure upon entry. Roughly 30 millennia prior, Ellen shared, our ancestors discovered it, immediately grasping its unparalleled trove of knowledge. Forsaking weaponization, they dedicated themselves to its study, absorbing its wisdom and venerating its source. The display showcased ancient humans meticulously unearthing the downed vessel, followed by scholars dissecting every component, meticulously charting and annotating. We transcended mere replication, Ellen affirmed. We achieved comprehension, then embarked on enhancement. The evolving hologram now depicted human vessels traversing interstellar distances, thriving colonies on far-flung planets, and metropolises suspended amidst the stars. Amidst Velcara's gaseous planetscape, she gasped, eyes widening. You accomplished all of this in a mere 30,000 years? Indeed, the lion's share within the last 500, Ellen responded, brimming with pride. Once we grasped the core concepts from your vessel, our advancement skyrocketed. Admiral Thara reeled. The Catharian Empire, stagnant with 50,000-year-old tech, paled in comparison. "How many planets do you govern?" he breathed, voice a mere rasp. "We don't govern them," Ron clarified softly. "Existing dynamically across 47 distinct worlds and spanning 12 vibrant star systems, we've cultivated contact with 6 unique species, several of whom have evolved into invaluable allies." 6 other species? Zathara queried, her tone laced with curiosity. Ellen quickly enumerated a series of names, 3 of which sent a chill down the Admiral's spine. The Catharians had previously faced these entities and were compelled to withdraw, deeming them too perilous. The Voron Empire, while complex, is not inherently hostile, Zextara elucidated cautiously. "Oh, they're absolutely delightful individuals once you gain their confidence," Ellen countered buoyantly. "They simply grapple with matters of trust. We played a pivotal role in assisting them. Resolved a critical food crisis, becoming valued trade allies." Carrera, hands trembling, placed the translator down. "Admiral," she breathed privately, "these humans may be far more sophisticated than we imagined." Zextara observed the delegation's genuine, unpretentious demeanor. Their unveiled achievements, devoid of boasting, resonated more profoundly than any potential threat. "Perhaps," he considered, "we underestimate them." "Delve deeper into this matter." "Indeed," Hayes beamed. "We're eager to reciprocate. Your vessel ignited our interstellar aspirations." 2 sunrises later, the Ctharan shuttle pierced Earth's embrace. Admiral Sthara, spellbound, gazed at the transformed world. Sprawling metropolises linked by radiant pathways, elevated gardens gracing the skies, and shimmering oceans. Underwater domes and artificial islands, even the very atmosphere, felt distinct, purer, and more invigorating than it had been millennia ago. "This can't be the same world," Velkar murmured, his voice hushed beside him. Colonel Steve Parker, their human escort, beamed from across the shuttle. "Oh, it's the same world. We've simply become better stewards of it. When you possess the means to thrive anywhere, you can undoubtedly afford to be kind to your home." The shuttle alighted gracefully on a platform towering over Geneva. Dr. Nina Foster awaited them, accompanied by a select few gracious Earth representatives. A woman of seasoned years adorned with gentle eyes and silvered hair, her unassuming attire radiating a regality surpassing even the most opulent Catherine vestments. "Greetings, esteemed visitor, to Terra," she articulated in impeccable Cathy. "I am Dr. Foster, head of extraterrestrial research. I shall be your facilitator today." Strolling through the metropolis, the Catharians were visibly awestruck. Skyscrapers soared to breathtaking heights, resembling crystalline forests sprouting from the earth. Lush parks and vibrant gardens, teeming with flora from countless galaxies, adorned the cityscape. Graceful aerial vehicles glided silently, navigating the skies with effortless precision. Joyful, radiant citizens filled the streets. Children frolicked in gravity-defying playgrounds. Artists sculpted luminous masterpieces. Musicians conjured enchanting melodies with otherworldly instruments. The magnificent cathedral. Zathara inquired about 8 million residents within Geneva's city limits. Dr. Foster clarified, noting that the city's expansion both subterraneanly and aerially prevents any sense of congestion. They had discovered long ago that vertical habitats are far more sustainable. They arrived at the Global Heritage Museum, an edifice constructed almost entirely of glimmering crystal. Inside, the soaring ceilings ascended so dramatically they dissolved into ethereal mists, with airborne displays narrating tales of human evolution and the myriad species encountered. Director Alan Rodriguez greeted them at the gateway, a towering figure, his smile radiant, eyes gleaming with fervent anticipation. "A profound honor," he declared, bowing gracefully. "The celestial benefactors have returned." Your people are revered as champions on Earth." "Champions?" Zexthero echoed, perplexed. "Indeed," Alan affirmed. "Come, let me demonstrate." Leading them through the museum, he unveiled a colossal, sun-drenched hall. Centered within rested the eternal vigil, a Catherine vessel downed epochs past. No longer a mere wreck, it stood meticulously restored, gleaming flawlessly. Holographic narratives encircling the ship chronicled its finding and the seismic revolution it ignited in human civilization. Engaging displays illuminated the meticulous study, comprehension, and refinement of each Catherine technological marvel. Then engineer Meldara, the third member, approaching the vessel, Cathadacian's eyes welled with tears. Though versed in the blueprints of such ships, her inspection revealed unsettling discrepancies. "These power couplings," she stated to Dr. Foster, "their arrangement deviates from the original." "We rectified a design flaw, Bashuma," Dr. Foster clarified. "The initial setup incurred a 15% energy deficit. Our optimized version boasts greater efficiency." Meldara then shifted her focus to a gravitational stabilizer. "This is a leap forward," Alan stated, joining them. "Your initial design was functional, yet emitted dangerous radiation. Our refined version eradicates that hazard and boosts performance." As Meldara scrutinized, she noted advancement upon advancement. The humans hadn't merely replicated cathonology. They had rectified every imperfection, amended every error, and augmented every system. It was both stunning and profoundly humbling. "How did you pinpoint these issues?" she inquired softly. "We, every facet meticulously examined," Dr. Foster affirmed. "Thorough scrutiny often reveals insights overlooked during initial design. No disparagement intended naturally. Circumstances evolve." They proceeded to where Sandra Bell, the museum's vibrant curator, awaited. "This poignant memorial," she began, ushering them into a serene garden, "commemorates the three souls aboard your vessel. Members inside, they perished in the catastrophe, yet we commemorate them as the mentors who propelled humanity towards the cosmos." At the heart of the garden, three exquisite sculptures stood, undeniably depicting Therans. Inscribed plaques below displayed names in both human and Theran characters. Vibrant blossoms adorned the base of each sculpture, and a delicate fountain resonated with soothing melodies akin to Catharian lullabies. "Each year, on the anniversary of the tragic crash, we conduct a solemn ceremony to cherish their memory," Sandra proceeded. "Children far and wide, world come to bestow blossoms and express gratitude, instructed in academia that these three courageous individuals gifted humanity the most extraordinary boon conceivable, the wisdom to grasp for the cosmos." Admiral Thara gazed upon the effigies, grappling with indefinable emotions. These humans unearthed his civilization's vessel, gleaned its secrets, and rather than consigning it to oblivion, erected a sanctuary. They revered deceased Catherines more profoundly than living Therians venerated their own champions. Do you recollect them?" he inquired, his voice faltering. "How could oblivion claim them?" Sandra responded. Replied, astonished by the query, "Their ultimate sacrifice reshaped our destiny, propelling humanity towards unprecedented heights." Valkera scrutinized a display detailing human spacefaring endeavors. "Astonishingly, you've encountered 14 novel species, venturing into perilous, uncharted territories," she exclaimed. Dr. Foster added, "The cosmos teems with extraordinary individuals. You simply need a touch of daring to discover them." Grand Admiral Zethar now grasped the profound shift. His mission to retrieve a mere asset from unsophisticated beings had revealed a civilization, blossoming Catherine technology into breathtaking innovation and strength. No longer was it about the ship's return, but about the Catharian Empire's willingness to acknowledge their former inferiors' ascendance. Aboard the flagship, Admiral Zextara remained isolated in thought. Gazing upon the azure planet below, his Earth excursion profoundly resonated. His cosmic comprehension irrevocably transformed. Humanity had transcended primitive origins, evolving into something magnificent. A sharp rap shattered his reverie. Commander Thexrol stormed in, unbidden, his forearms flailing emphatically. "Admiral," he roared, "we mustn't tolerate this. These beings have plundered our technology and exploited it to amplify their dominion, posing a menace to the Empire. They appropriated nothing," Zextar murmured subtly. "We entrusted it here, and they've cherished our kin far more admirably than we ourselves." "Irrelevant," Exrol retorted vehemently. "Their ascent to peril is paramount. Observe their feats. They've forged connections with species we dare not engage. They've burgeoned across a dozen star systems. They've augmented our very technology, eclipsing our own prowess. How distant is the day they deem to contest our supremacy?" The Admiral, with a weary rub of his temples, echoed the unspoken thought, though loath to concede it. "Elaborate," he commanded. Exrol stated with unwavering resolve. "We seek reparations, our vessel, coupled with restitution for millennia of misappropriated technology. Furthermore, they must relinquish half of their holdings and yield to Catherian governance. Failure to comply invites forceful acquisition." Zexthara, gripped by growing unease, recognized the injustice. Yet the specter of the Catherian Empire's 50,000-year dominion, being eclipsed by an upstart species, was profoundly unsettling. "Very. All right," he declared at last. "Formulate the requisitions." Back on Earth, President Lisa Kennedy enjoyed lunch with her daughter until an urgent alert shattered the peace. Moments later, she stood in the command center, confronting Admiral Zathara on the main screen. This time, his amicable, diplomatic demeanor vanished. "Earthlings," the alien proclaimed icily. "Following thorough deliberation, the Catherian Empire decrees you are indebted to us for the illicit appropriation of our technology. Return our vessel forthwith. We'll relinquish 12 colony worlds as reparations. Furthermore, you'll be under Catherian monitoring to prevent future transgressions." The escalating demands concluded, plunging the command center into silence. General Paul Martinez broke the tension. Well, that intensified rapidly. President Kennedy surveyed her advisors. Dr. Carol Wright observed, "They're terrified. They anticipated encountering primitives, but instead discovered parity, perhaps advantages. A typical power grab," Ambassador Richard Turner affirmed, hoping we're cowed by their scale, ceding to asks. "Refusal?" Lisa probed. "Forcible seizure," General Martinez stated. "Bolster defenses." Lisa resolved, "Richard, craft reply, appreciating concerns but rejecting asks, offering diplomacy." Paul murmured, "Quietly prepare our vessels, but maintain subtlety." Admiral Grace Coleman, silent until then, asserted, "If they attempt military action, they'll face a rude awakening. Our newest ships are far more sophisticated than they realize." The response arrived swiftly within the hour. Admiral Zathar perused it, his anger escalating. The humans, with infuriating politeness, had outright rejected every demand. They proposed freely sharing technological advancements, yet vehemently refused to relinquish their colonies or succumb to alien dominion. "They dare defy us," Commander Vexrol exclaimed upon receiving the intel. "Admiral, we must demonstrate the dire repercussions of challenging the Catherian Empire." Against his inner reservations, Zathara conceded. "Dispatch armed shuttles to Geneva. Reclaim our vessel by any means necessary." Immediately, 6 Catherian military shuttles detached from the flagship, plummeting towards Earth's atmosphere, anticipating effortlessly crush any defiance from the undeveloped humans. They were mistaken. Lieutenant Kevin Walsh was on patrol adjacent to Geneva when his instruments pinpointed the approaching shuttles. His diminutive fighter appeared insignificant, alongside the extraterrestrial warships. But visuals are often misleading. Alien shuttles? This is United Earth Defense. Kevin transmitted, "You are encroaching on restricted territory without authorization. Divert course promptly." The Catharian commander piloting the shuttle scoffed. "Simpleton, your puny craft poses no threat. Yield or face annihilation," Kevin muttered. So be it. The ensuing events stunned every spectator. Kevin's spacecraft exhibited unparalleled velocity and finesse, gracefully evading the significantly bulkier extraterrestrial vessels like a hummingbird amidst lumbering elephants. His armaments, rooted in enhanced Theran blueprints, discharged exquisitely calibrated energy pulses, immobilizing the shuttle's propulsion systems without inflicting catastrophic damage. Swiftly, all 6 alien contraptions were adrift, their occupants unharmed but thoroughly vanquished. On the Catharian flagship, Admiral Zextara observed in utter dismay as his premier military forces were nonchalantly dismissed by a lone human pilot. "How can this be?" he murmured. His query was met when Dr. Marcus Lane materialized on the comm screen. The human scientist appeared composed and competent, showing no sign that his world was under assault. Admiral Marcus stated smoothly, "It appears your shuttles experienced some unforeseen technical hiccups. I've proactively addressed several key flaws in your navigation systems during our conversation. You'll discover your vessels now operate with considerably greater efficacy." As he uttered these words, an alarm lights blazed across the Catherine Bridge as their digital defenses were effortlessly breached and reshaped in real time. The scientists performing this feat with the nonchalance of repairing a simple appliance. "Your quantum processing architecture is remarkably sophisticated," Marcus remarked with a touch of admiration. "Naturally, we've maintained a discreet observation of your fleet since your arrival. Think of it as our standard welcoming protocol for interstellar guests." Zathara was gripped by mounting dread as he understood the humans' omnipresence within his ship's core. They could have crippled his entire fleet effortlessly. Yet they exhibited restraint, extending grace to a species that had initiated hostilities. "Your shuttles and crews will be returned unharmed," Marcus assured. "Let's consider this incident closed. Admiral, I believe it's imperative we engage in a brutally honest dialogue concerning our predicament." The transmission ceased, plunging the Catharian command crew into bewildered silence. They arrived in this system as triumphant conquerors, anticipating primitive resistance, only to discover themselves utterly surpassed by entities so technologically superior they could extend magnanimity towards their adversaries. Commander Thex surveyed the bridge with frantic eyes. "This is an impossibility. We are the Catharian Empire, the sovereign rulers of space." Yet even as he articulated those words, everyone could perceive the reality that the space sovereigns were observing the azure planet beneath, having effortlessly decimated the Catharian fleet. The critical question now revolved around the Catharians' wisdom to embrace this paradigm shift, or their folly in resisting it. The subsequent dawn found Velcara poised outside Admiral Zekastara's chambers, clutching a datapad. A night of contemplation had led her to a conclusion both exhilarating and deeply unsettling. She activated the door chime and waited. "Enter," echoed the Admiral's fatigued voice. Zara found him at his desk, appearing more aged than ever before. The recent turmoil had visibly eroded years from him in mere hours. Admiral Belcara spoke softly. "I need to discuss something of paramount importance." He gazed up, his eyes heavy with exhaustion. "If you intend to recount our failings, I'm already aware." "No, sir," she responded, settling across from him. "I want to present a compelling opportunity." Zithar arched an eyebrow, intrigued. "What sort of opportunity?" Velcara initiated her data. Pad displaying meticulously crafted charts and graphs she'd toiled on through the night. "Admiral, the Catharian Empire hasn't witnessed a pivotal technological leap in over a millennium. We've rested on bygone triumphs, presuming galactic dominance. She transitioned the display, unveiling human accomplishments. These humans have achieved more in half a millennium than we have in 50. And the reason, you ask? Zextara, suspecting the answer, prompted, "Enlighten me." Because they've remained perpetual learners, leveraged our expertise and innovated relentlessly, venturing beyond known limits. They embraced exploration, boldly experimented, and fearlessly took risks. Undeterred, they engaged with formidable species we hesitated to even approach. Golkara, energized, proposed, "Admiral, imagine instead of confrontation, we learn from them. We seek their knowledge, unlocking their discoveries." Before the Admiral could respond, an urgent Earth transmission arrived. "Admiral Zathara, incoming message from Captain." Ron Hayes' voice extends an invitation to you and your esteemed officers, urging your return to Earth for a pivotal assembly. We possess a proposition poised to ignite your curiosity. Subsequently, within a Geneva conference room, the Catherian delegation convened, confronting a panel of human emissaries. Dr. Carol Wright spearheaded the human contingent, flanked by Captain Ron Hayes and Ambassador Richard Turner. Admiral Carroll initiated. After profound contemplation of this intricate situation, we posit a resolution with the potential to yield mutual advantages for all parties involved. She initiated a holographic projection revealing the revitalized Eternal Vigil exhibit in the museum. You journeyed here to reclaim your vessel, but that ship has transcended mere technology. It's a beacon of interspecies collaboration. "What precisely are you implying?" Sigzar inquired. "We advocate for the ship's permanent residency," Ron stated, "not as a human acquisition, but as a shared memorial and advanced research hub jointly managed by our civilizations." Carl elaborated, "We extend an invitation to Cathertherian scientists to collaborate with human researchers on Earth. In reciprocity, we would disseminate, sharing our advancements willingly with your empire, even after your threats?" Bell questioned, incredulous. Richard Turner smiled. "We grasp your initial shock at your students' evolution, but we're collaborators now, not adversaries." Engineer Maldara interjected, "How will our people react? The Empire has always spurned outside assistance." "Perhaps," Turner countered, "it's time for a paradigm shift." Carl proposed softly, "The cosmos is an expansive realm brimming with unimaginable marvels. No individual civilization can unveil it all on their own." Admiral Zextara surveyed his officers, discerning the aspiration in Velkar's gaze, the inquisitiveness in Maldar's countenance. Even Commander Raw, previously incensed, appeared to ponder the prospects. "Precisely what proposition do you present?" the Admiral inquired. "A cross-cultural and technological symposium," Carl elucidated. "Catherian scholars could matriculate at terrestrial universities while researchers could traverse Zelosian realms, collaborating to chart uncharted cosmic territories, encountering novel species, and expanding the frontiers of understanding." Ron elaborated, "Your vessel will stand as the iconic symbol of the Eternal Vigil Research Institute, a collaborative hub uniting brilliant minds to unravel the universe's enigmas." Velkara could no longer suppress her elation, "Admiral. This is precisely the catalyst our empire requires. We've been languishing for far too long. This heralds the dawn of a resplendent new era for our civilization." Zextara remained contemplative for a prolonged moment, reflecting on the unfolding events. He had arrived anticipating the acquisition of a mere asset from rudimentary beings, yet he unearthed a species that had transcended all anticipations, revering their mentors while extending amity to those who had menaced him. "Imperial Council sanction will be imperative," he declared. "Finally, of course," Carol affirmed, "we appreciate this is a pivotal decision, deliberate as long as necessary." 3 weeks hence, Ambassador Tony Martinez surveyed from the Eternal Vigil Research Center's observation deck, witnessing human and Catherian scientists collaborate in the labs below. The erstwhile alien warship had metamorphosed into a resplendent research institution, its hallways now teeming with both species exchanging insights and concepts. Admiral Zixthara had journeyed back to the Catherian Empire and, following considerable deliberation, had persuaded the Imperial Council is poised to greenlight the exchange program. Catherine's Vanguard students landed yesterday, their gaze fixed on the transformative technology and possibilities before them. Velcara, armed with a datapad brimming with insightful research notes, approached Tony, committed to remaining on Earth as the inaugural Catherine exchange scientist. "The fusion power experiments are exceeding expectations," she reported. "The fusion of human methodologies with Theruman resources is yielding previously unimaginable efficiency gains." Tony grinned as he observed a brilliant young human engineer elucidates quantum mechanics to captivated Catherian students. Elsewhere, a Catherian physicist coaches human researchers on dimensional fold technology. "This," Tony remarked to Velcara, "is true progress, not through conquest or control, but collaboration and mutual enlightenment," Velcara affirmed, her eyes gleaming with anticipation for the promising future. "Our civilizations have mutually prospered from this collaboration. Humans have unlocked the secrets of advanced Cathedian dimensional technology, while we've adopted innovative human strategies for accelerated progress and agile evolution." Through the viewing portal, they observed the memorial garden, revering the 3 pioneering Catherian crew members. Newly cut blossoms had been thoughtfully arranged that dawn by a cohort of young learners, both human and Catherine, united in honoring the past while forging a shared destiny. Tony gazed out, gazing at the stars piercing the crystalline dome overhead. Somewhere out there, human and Catherine vessels were jointly charting new territories, forging groundbreaking discoveries, and establishing connections with the myriad civilizations dotting the galaxy. "Oftentimes," he murmured thoughtfully, "the most exceptional mentors are those outshone by their students, and the most remarkable pupils are those who return to enlighten." The Eternal Vigil pressed onward, its mission transformed from a search for purpose into a vital nexus connecting disparate realms, guiding both civilizations toward a future more radiant and promising than either could have conceived in isolation.